How you doing, Aaron?
Good.
Awesome.
Just trying to drink these beers fast enough to where,
You can tolerate us for an hour?
Sure.
Please remember, the views and opinions expressed by this show or any other show on DV Radio and its guests are strictly those of said individuals and do not reflect those of the DV Radio staff nor the staff of dysfunctional veterans.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Strap yourself in,
Because we're set up, switched on, and ready to go.
attention everyone,
You're tuned in live.
DV Radio.
Online and on the go on your mobile device.
Listeners' discretion is advised.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's get ready to
Hey, you're listening to DV Radio with the old guy. I see Bo, who never leaves his couch for some reason. Google and Recoil, and I don't know where Marquis is at.
I was going to say he probably went to Kruger.
The little garlic sauce is delicious. You alt-right neo-Nazi bastards better stop it right now.
If you use the cheap sauce, it don't taste good.
It tastes like ass.
And I've got an important message.
Joe Junkie and Carrie Crack are perfectly fine for Tombstone.
Well, Carrie Crack is perfectly fine. She's in New Zealand. I wouldn't have sex with Brad Pitt.
How can you even read that with a straight face? Well, I've heard that many like short and tuna can girth, so I'm winning in that round apparently. You're tuned in to WDVR on DVRadio.net or by searching DV Radio on your TuneIn app on your favorite mobile device.
Because this is how it is on DV Radio.
That is how it is right here on Barracks Talk on DVRadio.net, WDVR on Bonerwood. It is June 30th, 2018. We've got Recoil, DV6, and somewhere in this clusterfuck of a show, we got Marquis Davis. Google will not be here with us tonight, but how you doing, Six?
I'm doing great. How do I sound? 5x5 or 10x10?
6x8.
Or, as Mark Zuckerberg would say, that's wrong. You got a 30-day ban. I just picked up a 30-day ban before coming onto the show. That's why I am late.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, we're not going to talk about that. You just let me know, and I will start my spiel about everything going on the last few days here at the farm.
Wait, what?
I know you're going to have a lot more time for the next 30 days at the farm because you won't be Facebooking.
No, it's a good thing I have all those accounts, though, I made before I got mental help at the VA. Right now, we have neighbors that are blowing up little ones and little bombs, and we've got the big shit here, so the kids are like, come on, Uncle, come on. I'm like, I can't. I got to do this fucking show.
All right, let's go blow a new pond in the backyard.
Oh, that reminds me. That's what you posted, where we can get those signs. You're an ass. Well, so as a disclaimer for everybody listening and all that, you will see other pages try to bash DV by making up accusations that we make signs that say, please don't blow up your fireworks. Now, but if you watch our videos, we blow shit up all over the time, every day, every fucking holiday and this and that. I know. And if you look at the bottom of the sign that you're trying to bash DV with, it has the actual organization's name on the sign where you can get those signs, and it doesn't say DV. It says, too stupid to read what it says on the sign, but we will use that to spread hate and disinformation because we're super vets. Please don't trigger us. These signs make all vets look like, we're tough guys. That's good.
Everybody should just go around to all their pages and say fake news.
Thank you. Yeah, that's fake news. Fake news. All right.
And say nothing else.
Nothing else. Bo, am I clear? It's cleared to roll?
Yes, you are.
All right, everybody. DV6 here. In all seriousness, we just got done hosting a couple of friends here, Howard Berry and Chris Cruz from Flags of Our Forgotten Soldiers. And what they're doing is they're trying to raise public awareness to the situation with the veteran suicide and the crisis facing this country. And what they do is they want in all 50 states a flag display of 660 flags representing a month's worth of veteran suicide, publicly displayed with a sign saying the info on the organization and the crisis line number. Up until this point, we just found out we were the 25th or the 26th state to do it. We're representing New Hampshire. The display will be up at Gilsum, New Hampshire on the DV farm for the next 30 days, and the public is invited during daylight hours to come look at it, pay their respects. But Howard Berry and Chris Cruz with a K. Cruz was a Vietnam combat vet, and Howard Berry is the father of Sergeant Joshua Berry, who suffered some injuries during that Fort Hood shooting. And then he later became one of the 22. So his dad has been busting his ass going before Congress on mainstream media, trying to get the VA to be held accountable and to push for better care and treatment of all veterans, of both sexes and all wars. So he's a really good guy. Before I go into anything, and I'm really truly grateful to have met him personally for the last 3 days and to have him in our house and over at the Fat House. But we've gotten all kinds of media coverage, and we're gonna want you to listen to what rolled on the on the news on WCS Channel 6 in Portland, Maine. This story aired last night. And why don't you guys listen to it? It's about 2 minutes long. Bo, can you roll clip 22?
A new report released this month by the Veterans Administration says the suicide rate increased among veterans between 2005 and 2015. On average, 20 veterans are dying by suicide every day.
An Ohio man who lost his son to suicide started a traveling memorial flagging what he calls a growing national crisis. News Center Maine's Vivian Lee has the story from Gilsum, New Hampshire.
Why are our families treated different than the others? And I've heard your kid was weak, your kid was broken, your kid was messed up, your kid was, No, I don't think so. My son served
660 flags, each representing a veteran, the VA says dies by suicide every month.
It was a nice day.
Howard Berry started Flags for Forgotten Soldiers as a way to honor his son, Army Staff Sergeant Joshua Berry. The 36-year-old took his life 5 years ago after suffering a shoulder injury during the Fort Hood shooting in 2009.
The guy that I talked to after the shooting wasn't the same person. He struggled terribly.
The temporary memorial is located at the DV farm, which provides long-term rehab for veterans struggling with homelessness and addiction. Berry says his son was diagnosed with PTSD stemming from the attack on American soil, but he didn't get the care he needed from the VA.
Josh was told that he wasn't allowed to talk about what happened at Hood. And if he did, that there was a gag order in place, that he would be brought up on charges.
Chris Cruz, who lost his brother to suicide after he served in Vietnam, is helping with this display, a tribute allowing families to pay respects to their loved ones who did not qualify for a military burial. Berry says the Department of Defense isn't doing enough for soldiers dying from invisible wounds.
Since 9/11, we've lost more men and women to veteran suicide than we have in every single action since World War II.
Now, there are displays of flags for forgotten soldiers in 25 different states across the country, including 4 here in New England. But Berry is really hopeful someone will sponsor another display in Maine, spreading awareness to a growing crisis, one flag at a time. In Gilsum, New Hampshire, Vivian Lee, News Center, Maine.
Berry is also fighting to get the Purple Heart awarded to his son posthumously for the Fort Hood shooting. The DOD has said Joshua Berry's injuries did not meet the criteria.
I gotta say, Mr. Berry brought up a lot of good points, and then some of it, I see these when we post the links to this for this tribute or this traveling memorial, or anytime we talk about veteran suicide, there's always you got 100 people in the group. You got your share of assholes, the share of people who take it seriously, those who are naysayers, and this and that. There's all kinds of opinions, and that's great. But one of the things we constantly hear is people focused on a number, 22. And Bo says it, and a lot of people say this. It doesn't matter if it's one or whatever. Our brothers and sisters are dying, and they're dying for stupid reasons. Doesn't matter whether it's 22, 42, whatever. But since we're talking about it, Barry brought up a good point. Do you know that each county reports things differently? Each city and town and organization, blah, blah, blah. And then that study that they're citing, not every state participated or every municipality participated in. Not everybody reports the same data. Also, there are plenty of people who have taken their life, but whoever was first on the scene or a family member I found it, death certificates have been written inaccurately so that to protect the family or to protect the life insurance. How many of those, have been done? My point is...
How many did they not even research to find out whether or not they were a veteran?
Or that too. Yeah, there's another one. So the point is, that number, it's just a number that everybody can rally around and to help raise awareness. It's not a number to criticize or well, that's not right. Oh, sorry. Maybe it's 25. What does that matter? What does it change anything? No. And he said, sitting with him, he was up here for 3 days. He didn't have to do that. And I'm glad he came. I got to meet him and everything and I really spent a lot of time with both of them. But he makes a lot of good points. If we were losing that many people in plane crashes every month, the equivalent of 2 fully loaded, 757s going down every month. 660 people died this month in a plane crash. Well, how do you know it's anyhow? There'd be something being done. Well, now, yes, they have the crisis line. That's great. But there's a lot of things going wrong. How they deprogram people when they come back from the field. How active duty treats its service members when they ask for help. I mean, there's a lot. And then not every VA is as squared away as the one I go to. So I applaud him. I respect that man a lot. He chose to keep his son's name alive, and he's fighting for his son by helping all these other families. And that's the other thing I forgot to go over to the vet house. He told me in the phone call when he left today, he said, make sure I give them the phone number. His number is available 24 hours a day if anybody needs to talk over at the vet house. But it was really good. Now,
another thing about Howard 6, he is probably the most lighthearted, humorous man I've ever seen, even though he's had to go through all these trials and tribulations. And he still wakes up every day with a smile on his damn face and joking out the ass. It's
got
just
a sense
unreal.
Of humor. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you. He's got a sense of humor. He really does. But, that day we had this, we invited the public. I have a few people I'd like to thank for coming up here on Thursday. We had people come from New York, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, all over New Hampshire, and then, Maine and, what's the other state? Vermont. But specifically, I want to single out, Shorty from the Salty Soldier and his 2 buddies. I apologize, I forgot your names. If you know me, I'm bad with names. But Salty Soldier got Shorty's, one of his people from Salty Soldier got their picture in the memorial. That was the picture they used on the front page of our paper. As I sent it, I was like, good. And you guys made the front page. But hey, thank you, Shorty, and your crew for coming up to represent the Salty Soldier organization and to help assist put those flags in. I'd like to thank Stuart Levinson, who is running for Congress up here in New Hampshire. He took the time out to come down here and hear what we had to say. I'd like to thank all the reporters that were here, and then just all the family members. And even after it was over, Bo, recall, Marquis, there were family members. We were trying to get off the property, and there were still people coming in to go look at, because the signs are the signs are still out on all the major roadways where it says, visit. And they all have stories, and they were like, they're thankful. They're like, Howard Berry said this too. He said, you know, we have a Memorial Day to recognize those killed in combat. We have a Veterans Day. You know, what the families don't have of a veteran that takes his life is they're shunned. They're disavowed. They're broke off from the family. There's nothing. Have a nice day. Have fun. And that's it. And it's not right. So these families come in here to have a place, whether it gives them closure or just to see that they're not alone and talk to other families, it hits you, man. It hits you right in the gut watching all this transpire.
Yeah, I myself observe those because I have 3 brothers that I served with that took their own lives, and I observe not only every day, but I observe them on Memorial Day as well. And I've seen several other people in the veteran community do the same thing. We include them in Memorial Day. Wow. Yeah, whether it's officially, I don't give a shit. You know, that's a day to remember all of the fallen, and they've fallen from the invisible wounds that they carry with them after war.
Yeah. Well, he really does have a lot of. If you guys want to learn more about Howard, go to the main DV page. Look at the video where I interviewed him and Cruz, and it's like 10 minutes long. But all the appropriate links on Barry are in there and on the organization. But go check it out and go learn. But again, it was not a time to. There were some sober faces at this assembly we had and planting these flags. But we had a good time. We were busting each other's balls and stuff like that. Again, I can't thank everybody enough for all the people that came. And let me tell you, it poured. The weather turned shit all friggin' day, and it was just pouring. And then when it was time to start planting the flags, it stopped. And we planted them. I think it took an hour and 20 with all the people we had here to put the 660 flags. And as soon as we were finished, the skies opened up again and it started pouring. I mean, I was soaked. I'm not a religious man or whatever, but just like Patton in the movie Patton, it's like whoever prayed for that good weather right there, that brief moment, is in good with the Lord, and he needs a medal.
6, just to make it easier on everybody for that video, they can go to the Dysfunctional Veterans YouTube, and it's the newest video upload, and all those links are in that description as well, just to make it easier on everybody.
Thank you. That's even better. So, all right, what else? So again, it was a very busy week here. We've got the Quonset hut we're trying to put up. We have the 4th of July open house on Wednesday, where the public's invited to come. And now you'll be able to see. You come on the 4th. No, we don't have all these concerts like we originally thought, but it's an open house. Come down here, spend the day, meet. A few of our moderators are going to be here. PTSDog is going to be here. We're going to have cookout, place, have a good time, tour the property. And then at sunset, we're going to blow some shit up. And also, at sunset, I went out the other night, or the night we planted it and everybody left. I went out and took, like, all the solar lights I had and surrounded the flag display and lit up the signs and stuff. It looks cool at night. So it's something to be seen. But I hope to see as many as you can. Whoever can make it up here, come on up. Come see what we're doing and have a good time. But whether you're here or not, be safe. If you're going to go on live PD, try a different hoodie this time. The Leave Me Alone one has already been featured. We're trying to push, I'm supposed to get, the I Don't Really Care shirt. And we have some other ones coming out. So if you're going to be on live PD, change your wardrobe, try another one. It'd be great. Wait, that could be my main office sending me a text. Hold on, stand by. He sent me a message on Facebook. Alright, this is the ones. Bear with me. Popping it up. And my internet's running slow. Who's on Skype? Come on. Oh, it's because I'm on the wrong account. The one I'm banned. Here we go. 2 new messages. There it is. He sent me, sent you a message on Facebook. Okay. Where's the shirt you want me to put? Man, I swear to God. You can't, this is DV Long Dong. You just sent me a text. Send you a message on Facebook. So I go there, and the message is, what? Question mark. What the hell? Alright, anyhow, go. Yeah, thank you. Go to my DV store. Go see. I know we reached our goal. All you fuckers out there have jumped on this project of long dongs where they're going to send cocks to everybody in Congress. Gee, does anybody know exactly? I don't have it up in front of me. What it was?
I think it was
what they're sending to Congress.
Bags of dicks, I think.
I'm so glad we're prepared. If only we had a pre-show.
If only somebody would show up to the pre-show prepared.
Or an itinerary.
Here it is. All right. So just now, he says that the newest shirt that just come out is "I'm too old for this shit." Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Now, where's that Kickstarter? Send a bag of dicks. Okay, here it is. We hit our goal. It says, we hit our goal, thank you. Next week, we'll be sending every member of Congress a bag of dicks and a letter asking them to start taking care of veterans. Thank you to everyone who threw in a few bucks in to make this happen. You can send anyone a bag of dicks anonymously here at https://bit.ly/d to Yankee Victor Gov V. How's that?
Jesus.
Did I do good? He used a picture of Maxine Waters with that mouth and that juicy red lipstick. Is that a wig? Imagine going to pull her hair and it just slips off.
That's a movie. What movie was that?
The number one comment, please let this end up on the news. Oh, man. Oh, God. Okay. So, hey, listen, in closing, right, on everything going on here, this farm has been around in Gilsum for 2 years now. We're still privately funded. We're going to try eventually to work on getting federal dollars so that, maybe give me a break and some of my life back. But this is totally worth it. If you'd like to make a donation, we do long-term rehab for homeless veterans who are falling through the cracks through the VA, who need up to 2 years of recovery to rebuild their lives. But check out, if you want more information, go to dvfarm.org. All right. And is there anything else this week?
Did you read the comments on the Bag of Dicks post?
No. I saw the one, please let it be in the news.
Can you send 3 bags to Maxine? She looks like she needs some extra dick.
There's been some really great comments.
Oh, I love the DVs.
Of all the pages, it's the comment section is the best. I've noticed a few of the major pages that have been around that used to be bigger than DV that we've passed are going backwards in likes. What's up with that? I know the new algorithm, it's tough, but
they get too political. That's the problem.
And we get accused of that. I know I'm slanted one way. Like I need to do more making fun of Trump stuff. But other than that, I don't preach to anybody, do I? Do I tell people to vote for?
No, not at all. And most of the stuff, yes, there are people who are made fun of that are on one side of the other, but the political debate is actually carried out in the comments section. And we don't even like that, but we're not going to censor what. But the
that's
fuck
our
say.
fault, just like the shirt's fault. Yeah. Howard said something about it. I was explaining the rules. That was me. I was explaining the rules of our organization. And this is just like, how DV is broken into all these different subunits and shit. You got the farm, you got the radio, you got the warehouse, the mods. They all have their internal chain of command and rules and SOPs, and it's a separate own organization, right? And I said, but on the page, do you know we exercise more control and restraint than somebody on mainstream media? Or even politicians, where they're actually out there inciting violence. And, but we're just a Facebook page. Imagine that. And we exercise more control what we, on what's that word I'm looking for? Because if we really wanted to stir the pot, we'd be doing more than just, hey, send a bag of dicks here and there, or making funny memes. We could get evil.
Yeah. Well, and it just like, when we had the wave of haters at that one point in time, we never counterattacked because we didn't believe in that. We didn't want a separation in the veteran community. So we just
practice what we,
You guys,
we just left them go long enough for people to realize themselves that they were idiots.
You guys remember when Rick James said cocaine is a hell of a drug? Well, you know what? The internet is a hell of a weapon. Like, really, it is.
Yeah. Well, Bo, thank you for letting me go 3 minutes over. I'm going to turn it back over to you, and I'm going to follow along in the itinerary now.
Outstanding. Let me know how that federal funding goes after these bags of dicks go to Congress. But since you were talking about donating to the farm, don't forget that if you shop on Amazon, use smile.amazon.com, make DV Farm your charity of choice. When you check out, a portion of your shopping cart goes to the DV Farm. No hidden fees or extra costs. It's free to you completely. Amazon takes it from your shopping cart, sends it directly to DV Farm. That's smile.amazon.com. Make DV Farm your charity of choice. Tonight, we've got some special guests after the first break. U.S. Army veteran Aaron and his wife, Stephanie Voris, are going to come on and talk about Aaron being turned away from an establishment with his service dog. We're not going to go into too much detail tonight because that is exactly the show that you will be hearing tomorrow night on PTSDog's Service Dog Show, which starts at 2000 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But we are going to let you hear them talk about a few things and let you get a mindset of what went on and a little bit about the real story here tonight. Recoil.
Yes.
How was your week?
Not bad, man. Not bad. As usual, busy as fuck. But all in all, a good week. I survived it.
That's good.
And today I am officially 1 week nicotine, tobacco, smoke, cigarettes free.
Wait, I thought last Saturday you were about to stick a screwdriver in your eye because you didn't have a cigarette.
Right. So maybe next week I'll be able to pull it out.
Yeah.
Hey.
What? What?
All right. I just found the message Jared sent to me. So now through July 4th, this is a DV Farm. Was a DV store commercial. Now through July 4th, we're including a free American flag when you order 2 or more T-shirts. It's a 3x5 flag made here in the USA. Check it, not like our shirts. Check out our new T-shirts at mydvstore.com, where we're not afraid that, hey, we want to give you low prices when we get them wherever we can. If that means a kid in China is going to make you a DV shirt, by golly, we're going to make that kid make you a shirt. But those flags are made here in the USA by adult kids.
6, are you sure the dye for the flags aren't from another country?
Well, everything's assembled here. We just buy the raw material, like the shirt. In all seriousness, every DV product, as much as I'd like to buy every little nut and bolt from the USA, it costs money here because we have health care, we have welfare, we have Mayfair.
You know what?
But
you know what? If the president would pass some laws, we might not have to pay for health care.
Oh, okay. But when you do purchase anything from the DV store, keep in mind, we've gotten a DV farm up and running with no help from the government and just by, money from the DV store. It runs the radio for right now. It does the barracks, and it employs people here in New Hampshire. So, I mean, so anyhow, buy 2 or more shirts now through July 4th, get a free American flag.
Outstanding. You heard it here. MyDVStore.com to get your flags. 4th of July. Yeah, that's what 6 says. Anyway, he got me off track because I was trying to say something and he fucked it all up. Thanks for that. He had 22 minutes, and then he used 25 minutes, and he still didn't get everything in. Every show.
Right. Hey,
But
get the fuck out of the tank.
what I was going to tell Recoil is it's been a great week. I've got something from the Space Force that I want you guys to hear later on in the show. But we need to take a break. You are listening to Barracks Talk right here on dbradio.net, and we'll be back right after this.
DB Radio.
Okay, redo. I can't do it now.
Let's dubstep it up a little bit.
Number 2.
Remix.
Number 2.
Remix.
Number 2.
Remix.
Okay, redo.
Number 2.
Remix. That's what happens when you're reading.
Add a little spice to your life with the Scrotal Discussions right here on dbradio.net, Wednesdays, 2000 ATM Eastern. Oh, yes.
Man, we should keep that one.
We support our troops.
I appreciate everything you guys and ladies are doing for our country, and I'm behind you 100%. We love the USA.
God bless America.
You're listening to WDVR on dbradio.net. And we're back to Barracks Talk live right here on dbradio.net, WDVR, or you're listening to us on podcast, in which we're not live, we're recorded. But our guests tonight are U.S. Army veteran Aaron and his wife Stephanie Voris. Are you guys there?
We are.
Yes.
How are you two doing this evening?
We are doing great. How are you?
I'm wonderful this week, actually. I had a great week, not gonna lie. So just to start out, could you, Aaron, tell us your really quick 10, 15 seconds, your military history?
Well, I was a heavy machine gunner in an infantry unit. I only got deployed once, but from what I know of it, we got dropped into the second most dangerous place in Afghanistan.
I hear you.
So,
just so everybody knows, Aaron has quite a few TBIs. What is it, 4?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So that's why he doesn't, talk rapid fire like me and Recoil half the time, or Marquis. But as we all know, 6 is on his level. Yeah. So you were in the Army, you were a machine gunner. This story that PTSDog told me about, I just cannot believe. I can and I can't. You were turned down of going into an establishment with your service dog. Is that correct?
Yes.
And I think Joaquin had seen the article that the reporter or whomever had made about it, and it wasn't really in your favor or their favor, but it was like basically putting everything down all at once. Is that right?
Yeah, she focused too much on emotion and not enough on fact.
Right. So I don't want to spoil too much of tomorrow night's show that's airing, because you guys are the ones that tell the complete story and tell what really happened, because like Dr. Phil says, no matter how flat a pancake's made, there's 2 sides to it. But could you, in a non-descriptive way, tell us what happened when you guys showed up and what transpired?
Sure. Just essentially, we have had our service dog for a number of years, and he's been trained in tasks specific to TBI. And so when we were denied service because the establishment owner felt that TBI was not a legitimate reason when it is stated in the ADA that it is, a little back and forth happened. He was unwilling to open his eyes. And, frankly, Aaron just wanted to punch the guy in the face and be done with it. I was the one who created a hellfire, contacted an attorney, and made this blow up. But, that is in short what happened. We are aware of so many combat vets that come back with traumatic brain injury. And so for someone to deny that as a disability that requires ADA assistance was astounding.
Right.
They're not even allowed to ask you what your disability is.
Nope, they're not. But he was unwilling to recognize the task. And when I explained that it was an ADA, it was, related to the traumatic brain injury, he just didn't want to hear it.
Wow. I can't wait to hear the interview tomorrow.
Thank you.
Sorry, I've got dogs barking because people are shooting fireworks off on June 30th, not July 4th. But anyway.
Yes.
So this isn't the first time you two have been to this restaurant. What was the place exactly? And tell us how well you know this place.
Sure. The restaurant, it's McNamara's, and frankly, it's a good place. They've got great Irish music. I have live Irish music a lot of the time. We only get to go about once a year. That's about how much of that excitement Aaron, can handle. And so we were going for a once-a-year visit, and we've been in there with Harvey before. We've answered the questions before without issue, but for whatever reason, that didn't happen this last time.
Wow, that's... Yeah, I just don't understand what goes through these people's minds. Hey, Recoil, Marquis, can you two take this over for a second? These dogs are getting loud.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, so this is Marquis here, if you haven't heard me any of this show, because they haven't come to me at all, any of this show. So
we refer to him as DV Lamborghini diaper bag.
Yes, Lamborghini diaper bag. But what I'm hearing is something that is quite common at many restaurants across the United States, that they don't understand what a PTSDog is or service animal is. They don't want to research the rules or research the law concerning these animals. So they just say, oh, no, I don't need this dirty animal in my establishment, so leave. That's kind of what the gist of the story is, right?
That is exactly it.
See? And the one thing, when I did talk to PTSDog, like a year ago when we had him on the show, it was funny because he was just starting to write his book, or he had just written and he was just starting to promote it. And he was giving us all of the details about the rules and the regulations, and that you don't have to have a little service dog vest on, things like that. And my thing is, why are so many people so upset that someone is using a service animal?
I agree. I think that, in all fairness, there are so many people that are faking the funk, if you will. It was eye-opening for us because we had never run into that before. In our small community, everyone knows my husband, they know Harvey, and they can clearly see what work Harvey is doing for him. Heck, he was in the local paper with details about what services Harvey physically does. I think that was part of the reason why I was so astounded. But I guess in the defense of the owner, there's so much falseness out there now.
Hmm?
What do you mean there's so much falseness?
Oh, there's just people that throw on a vest that they buy off of Amazon, and they say that their animals are service animals.
Okay, but that has nothing to do with the law. If somebody goes in there and says it's a service dog, and it's the dog's whether it's real or not, if it's following the guidelines and the dog's not disturbing anybody, it's clearly performing a duty. Especially going in a restaurant, you sit down, the dog lays at its feet, and that's it.
I agree.
That's it. I mean, that's like saying, there's so many people out there faking PTSD. You don't know. So I hate to hear that on our show, because it perpetuates this myth that there's more out there, people faking it. So that gets me riled up, because there's people like you, there's people like PTSDog, and it's not. This is ignorance on them. They have no excuse. It's a simple law. You got two questions you can ask. Is that a service dog, and what function does he perform? And if your dog, now if I'm out in public and I see a guy that's and it's clearly he's a veteran or something, and his dog is acting up and he's embarrassing, I'm going to pull him aside. The other thing that also gives us a bad black face. And me and PTSDog are both vocal about this. Look, I don't know how you handle the situation. I just joined, but when you do confront somebody that's denying you access, the last thing you want to do is blow the fuck up and all that. There's a right way and a wrong way to conduct yourself, which will go a long way in the end in improving relations for everybody in all these establishments. So what happened when, well, I'm not allowed to, I don't know how much of this go into, but how cool were you guys when you were denied?
We remained pretty cool. Actually, that's just been from Marquis' question. That's just been the feedback that we've received as to why the owner may have done what he did.
He said that.
I'm not putting words in his mouth, but he did, when the reporter reached out to him, say that he had complaints of false dogs, but that's not what was.
Oh, okay. I thought that was just something you were defending him with. Okay.
No, that's just been what the feedback we've received as to why it may have happened. But no, I wouldn't defend him. He was extremely rude to us. We maintained calmness. I am angry at myselse because
in all defense, I mean, they asked because of the dog for you guys to leave. It could have been worse. They could have said because of him. They threw Sarah Sanders out of a restaurant. She didn't even have an animal. It was just because of her.
True.
She was an animal.
What? You touched your mouth.
I said it. I went there.
Since I've got a semi moment of silence in the house, even though the mortars are going off right out my window.
We didn't talk about much.
Yeah, I've been listening. Stephanie, you said that you had like a 15-minute interview with this reporter. What was your thoughts when he or she was interviewing you? And without, like I said earlier, going to the script with it, what became of that interview? Was it good? Was it bad?
Well, the funny thing is, when the interview first aired, I had so many people that contacted us that they thought it was great. But as the evening went on, people started to comment that, we came across as emotional because we were willing to get on camera and try to tell our story. But, you talk to somebody for 15 minutes and then you cut down to the 20 seconds that you want to cut down
You're never going to win that.
Yeah.
There's always going to be people. I deal with it, here. I totally understand that. Do the best you can.
So I think the reporter did her best. She wasn't familiar with the ADA, and so instead of focusing on the Q&A and what we stated and why everything blew up, she instead focused on emotion. And so I just think it could have been done better.
For every reporter out there, there's a different way of doing it. So
right, I really want to make clear that you're not wanting to put down anybody at all.
No,
I mean, of course, what happened was a douchebag move. We all know that. That was a dickhead.
What's the name of this place so I don't go out tomorrow night and dance there or something?
It's called McNamara's.
And where's this at?
It's in Nashville.
Nashville?
Holy shit, that's just next door to me. Fuck.
Now, do they still poop outside, or do they have those new modern toilets inside down there?
Oh my god!
Stop! It's sick.
Well, I didn't get to Georgia yet. Hold on.
Oh my god!
I think in Nashville they're using that new invention called TP. What do you guys do? You still doing the pine needles and leaves?
I think that's pretty much just what it came down to, was because this owner, is claiming that he's had a rise in fake animals. If you say those are not my words, that's his, and so that's why we were judged against. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, and that's when I said, well, that's tough shit on him. Tough tool.
Six. I just got a quick question though, because I just want to know.
Yes, I still love you.
The owner of the establishment knows you guys because you were in the local paper, correct?
Well, we were in the Cookville local paper. We live about an hour outside of Nashville, so no, he doesn't know us. But we have been in his restaurant before, but it had been about a year. We only go about once a year.
Okay, so that's understandable because he might have a lot of people coming in and out of his store. He can't remember everyone's face. I understand. Exactly. So, and then the one thing that I really wanted to bring up though was that, just like they say in any store, no shirt, no shoes, no service, Any establishment has the right to refuse service. But if you can clearly see that this guy is a veteran of the United States, has traumatic brain injury for fighting for your right to have this restaurant in the United States, let him in. Serve him a good meal. Give him a discount. Don't be an ass and kick him out because he has a dog that is probably well trained.
That was the other thing I just want to ask. Was your dog, you said you've been in there in the past.
Yes.
I mean, is the dog fully trained? And as far as like in obedience, were you doing anything wrong?
We were, Harvey was fine. We had actually just left the VA, and Harvey has never had any issue at the VA either. He was trained by TADSAW, which is a train a dog warrior. But anyhow, no, he has maintained his training throughout the years, and he was fine that day. The thing is, I still stand by we weren't booted out because of the service dog so much as we were booted out because the owner would not recognize my husband's disability required.
Oh, right. And that's, and it sounds like this guy just fucked himself,
Yep.
So,
yep.
But look, I'm glad you guys were respectful and handled all that. I mean, we just had like we just said, we had a human kicked it out. Like, this country is all fucked up right now. I mean, they're throwing people out because they don't believe
used to do that back in the 50s too, so.
Yeah.
Just coming back around.
You okay down there in Georgia, Marquis? You need some of us to come down here and.
We have enough white people down here. We're good.
Hey, Bo.
Bo's in South Carolina? I'm not going up there. No.
Bo.
I thought Bo said he was near Nashville.
I'm in North Carolina.
There we go.
North Carolina. That's it.
I love you.
Love you too.
Well,
That's I love you too that your child tells you after you whoop his ass.
I was in there socializing with the two little kids with the two youngins that we have, visiting for the first time ever here, and I was in there having ice cream social. I got all this sugar in me, and then that coffee, and then Google says that Bo said, "Hey, don't nobody's asking questions. Get in there," Bo said. And so I ran in there, and, that's what I did.
You're absolutely right, Six. It's true. But, remember the last time we interviewed PTSDog, he talked about he was in Walmart and somebody else was in there with their dog that shit on the fucking floor, and then they accused Skeeter of it.
Oh, wow.
No, but it's when this whole thing, now I see it on the other pages. They're bashing fellow vets, and it's, it just, we're the brunt of it all the time. We're the brunt. We're the lightning rod, and just, I don't know. It's like we talk about like not going after people and all that, but I'm on the fence about calling a spade and this and that, whether it be on Facebook. Anyhow, so what's gonna happen next?
So, Stephanie,
well, right now it's in our. Oh, go ahead, Bo.
Go ahead, Bo.
I was just going to ask Stephanie, since your interview's tomorrow night on Service Dog Show with PTSDog at 2000, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on dvradio.net. What do you want people to know that you may not have said in that interview, or for them to go listen to it so you make sure that they get the right story and not what they're hearing throughout Facebook and stuff like that?
Well, I think tomorrow is going to strongly just lean towards educating on tasks that the service dogs are trained to do, and basically to, avoid kind of what DV6 has been talking about, this idea of fake dogs or emotional support dogs. There needs to be a clear understanding that there's a huge difference, even with, a PTS dog. And, again, Harvey's more trained to do TBI. I mean, he's grounded to help with my husband's balance. My husband quit walking with a cane when this dog was trained. But that being said, PTS dogs are absolutely relevant. Aaron has needed Harvey to help him with anxiety and with stressors. And so, just the fact that people just need to understand that there's a huge difference between what they're thinking is an ESO dog or emotional support and a service dog. There needs to be an understanding.
Well, I should also add that even if like, you cannot tell that I have 4 traumatic brain injuries. I have to wear a full brace on my right leg because I don't have much filling in it. And, I mean, obviously, you know, without even saying anything, you can tell, like, you know, well, he's got a full leg brace on, so obviously the dog must help with, you know, some kind of task.
This is what pisses me off. This pisses me the fuck off to high heaven that this man has to get on the fucking radio, justify this. And this is bullshit. And this comes from both sides, whether it be out there in public or within the veteran community. You know? Nobody should have to justify it. And yeah, there's gonna be people that take advantage. It's been going on since the dawn of time. But we're hurting more people than we are fixing anything by, you know, questioning every vet out there because we're experts on PTSD because I went outside the wire. You shouldn't have to justify shit. You should be able to go out in public and just carry on just like, you know, if you do go out in public, fuck the public. Never mind. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see the point? Well,
we have been raked over the coals because Aaron takes a moment to gather his thoughts to answer a question. We have been raked over the coals for that.
And God forbid you don't give the right answer right on the spot. I can understand where he's coming from because I'm there all the time. People expect an answer. I need a couple minutes.
Yeah, he just needs a minute to gather his thoughts, and then he can answer you just fine, and that's exactly what he did. But the body language of the owner changed in the moment that he needed to gather those thoughts, and he treated Aaron like he was a liar. And that was why I got pissed, and I made some phone calls, and I hired an attorney, and I'm the drama llama behind all of this. But I wanted to do this for other veterans because if we have so many combat vets coming back with TBI, this is not just going to happen to Aaron.
Well, I'm glad Bo brought you guys on, and I hope we didn't give away too much, Bo, for PTSDog show, and keep us posted, right, Bo?
I think so.
Yeah. Is there anything, Stephanie, Aaron, that you want to say tonight before we let you go about your evening?
No, not at all. Actually, I just want to thank you guys for reaching out to me. And Bo, thanks for comparing me to Full House earlier. That was awesome.
Oh, you're welcome.
I missed that. A lot of people miss that. What happened?
Well, we'll just say that you had asked earlier if we maintained ourselves. We did. We did maintain ourselves professionally until we were literally having to boot it out of the building. And at that point, I turned around and I looked at the owner. And I said, "You are rude."
Oh, rude!
And that was it. And so Bo said that I am Stephanie from Full House.
But I appreciate you guys doing the interview with Joaquin on the Service Dog Show and coming on tonight to let everybody know about, you know, the backstory, if you will, and that, you know, things aren't as they seem on social media and all of that good stuff.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having us. And Bo, it was nice to get to know you, and it was nice to work with the rest of you as well.
Of course.
I want Aaron to know real quick, though, that our infantry sucks, artillery all day. Boom.
Oh, here we go. And you know, have you taken a shower? Like, how do you guys do in shower? Never mind. We'll talk after she leaves about what you do down in Georgia.
Well, I want Aaron to feel really good because he's in here with 4 other Army vets, so he's on the show.
He's been smiling this whole damn time.
Yeah, the infantry still sucks though. It's all about artillery.
Hey, no. Food is where it's at. Go fuck all of y'all.
Can I just say one thing to your husband is that, you know, how you guys conduct yourself. Well, like people, whether you forget all the hate and all that, there are people that don't need to comment that are supporting you. I'm sure of it. And that how you know, they're learning from you how to properly handle something, you know, so look at it like that. You might not hear it or see it written down. The only ones you're going to see are the ones that have to say something negative. So don't worry about that. We in DV know that there's a lot of people that see things like this or hear it, and it affects them greatly. And you're doing a great service by the way you're conducting yourself. So thank you.
Yeah, well, I mean,
thank you, guys.
I think, you know,
did you lose your thought?
Yes.
He lost his thought. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Oh man, this man's after my heart. I could get along with this guy.
6 do it all the time. Don't worry about it, brother. We used to it.
Six was doing so-called paperwork on his toilet when he called us in the pre-show. Okay, I get it. So, but yes, thank you for coming on tonight. I can't wait to hear all of the interview tomorrow night, even though I edited it and I listened to it about 5 times. I still need to hear it again. But thank you guys for coming on tonight. You guys have a great evening.
You too. Thank you. Bye.
Uh-huh. So, yeah.
Oh, now I'm going to hear it.
That was Aaron and Stephanie Voris. Their interview with Joaquin on the Service Dog Show airs tomorrow night, Sunday at 2000, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please tune in and hear that entire interview. It opens your eyes about some of the stuff that might have been thrown out in social media and all of that stuff. But
I'm glad that all that happened, because I figured out what I'm going to write this down, what we need to talk about next week in the opening. Because it is another problem. It's just like with the hate that we get, we're all a bunch of pogues over here. I never finished boot camp, blah, blah, blah. Bo, you're just a fucking lazy fuck. And Marquis, I don't know what they say about you. Your balls really aren't big.
I wish they would say something. They aren't stupid.
Well, you never hear from them say it at you, too. So.
Let them say it to me. Let them say it. I'll make a whole show about one person. I'm petty.
Oh, man.
But, talking about shows, Not Another Military Spouse airs every Friday at 1900, 7 p.m. Eastern. Their second episode was last night, so check that out. It's a great show. It's literally what's in the title, Military Spouses, but they're not your everyday dependopotamus and triceratops, as I think Recoil
and
called them
they're pretty
last
funny.
week. Yeah,
I've seen their page.
They're good. They're a great bunch of women, and I fucking laugh every time I listen to their fucking show while I'm editing. I can't fucking go 5 seconds.
What is the combined weight of the show? Never mind.
Of the ship or the show?
I'm sick. What are you doing? What are you doing tonight?
I had to.
Jesus Christ.
Just go to break. Go to break. Let him collect himself.
It's
Do
because
something.
I'm so tired I cracked myself up.
Jesus Christ. I'm getting asked if we sell sweatshirts. Do we sell sweatshirts?
Yeah, I think so. What's left? We're going to be restocking them, so I think they're still listed, but there might be some holes in the size structure, whatever.
Okay.
But they will be coming. I mean, it's the middle of summer, so I'm not stocking them. So whatever we got on the shelf. And plus, I had to move everything,
it gets cold in the desert at night.
Don't sell any sweatshirts. They're trying to use them to rob a bank.
SOP when we're doing live videos and somebody says, I'm in Afghanistan and names the FOB. Isn't that like an OPSEC violation?
Not really.
Okay.
No.
Thanks, Mark.
Nah.
I'm going to go for you for all my Jag shit now.
Well, think about it, though. No, think about it, because
Chelsea Manning lost in a big fucking way, too. Did you hear?
Did you actually believe she was going to win up there in North, where all of you conservatives are at?
Boy, that was a short stint on the flight deck at the VA. Yeah.
Why is he bouncing from topic to topic? Go to commercial.
Tired.
Yeah,
well,
we have.
You know that, right?
We what? You keep cutting in and out.
Messages on are we fighting again now from people that have too many people have my fucking cell phone. And Snafu, yeah, I saw your shit, and Oink, and Snoogie Pie, and did you reading this chat shit?
No, I'm watching other shit right now.
Okay. So, also too, next week we're gonna be having a service gerbil clinic. If you want tips on how to clean your service gerbil after a full day's use, on how to properly do it, to get that smell out, be sure to check the page for dates and times.
Are you guys all handling this little heat wave well?
Yeah, check on your fat friends.
It's so hot. It's so hot. The crackheads are putting the copper back in AC units.
No, it's meth heads that do that. You know who we need to be worried about? I checked on Bo. Well, I didn't. I kind of called him because I needed something. But that's kind of checking on him. But he's hurting down there, too.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be near 100 the start of next week and end up like 102 or some bullshit.
So
Fuck
you get
that.
2 towel baths a day or sponge baths a day now, right?
I just sweat it out. Just sweat all the pores out. That's what I do. I stopped taking sponge baths, man. Sponges get expensive, man. Fuck. And
They're
that whole,
99 cents.
yeah, they get expensive. All right. I got a lot of body to cover.
You wearing the sponges out?
For those of you who didn't understand, for those of you who didn't understand that joke, it means that I am fat. Thank you, prednisone. But yeah, it's supposed to be.
I'm
like,
fat because of food.
Yeah, you're diabetic too, so.
Diabetes.
Yeah, food.
I remember those diabetic days. Fuck that shit.
And I'm black, so I'm already predisposed to high blood pressure and diabetes.
Oh, man, we were trying to keep that part a secret.
I know. Now your viewership is going to go down because they know you got a black guy on the show.
You mean listenership?
No, viewership, too. YouTube is going to go down.
Boy, we cover midgets and black people all with one person.
Well, you know, all of a sudden, right? I'm not sure. Hold on I am 5'9". We go over this every single damn show.
Ain't no damn way you're 5'9".
When I went down there to Atlanta and was going to meet you, I had this mental picture of a 7'2" black guy. And here you come with a button-down collar, JC Crew shirt, you know, and the little loafers. I'm like, who's this guy?
Well, I got to ask Recoil before we went to break, but Marquis, how was your week this week?
My week was actually great today. It's my 2-year-old daughter's birthday. She's probably the most gorgeous little girl you'll ever see in your life. And the week was just wonderful. I mean, nothing really bad happened except, I almost got killed by a tire flying off of a van.
I didn't hear a word Marquis just said about what almost killed him. Thanks, Six.
So I'm driving down the road, and somebody's van back tire just flew off, like they put it on incorrectly. Flew off and comes bouncing right down my lane. And I just happened to swerve to the left, to the right actually, just in the time, so it just skidded the side of my van instead of crashing right through my windshield.
Racist tire.
I know. Damn it.
They should outlaw those. That should be against the law.
They need to ban them.
They should. Assault tires. Damn it. You know what's funny to me? I just want to say this real quick to the listeners here of DB Radio, WDBR, real quick.
Get ready for a 5-minute rant, everybody.
It's not going to be 5 minutes. When are we going to stop looking at everything in the spectrum of race? Aren't we all the same human people? I mean, yes, my skin color is darker than Six's, but when I bleed red. When I have sex and I ejaculate, it's white. We are the same color within each other. So that's what I mean. Let's be real here for a second. Let's
those short little arms furiously going fast.
Sir, you see, I try not to curse while I'm on the show, Six. Don't make me start today. But this thing with Sarah Huckabee Sanders is sickening. The things that Maxine Waters said about the political part of the President Trump's administration is sickening. And then it's all trying to revert back to race, which is even more sickening when we should be focused on America and not over this pomp and circumstances happening in North Korea the last 2 weeks. Because right now, North Korea is still making nuclear weapons in a secret base that I just read this morning. So they just said, whatever. It was just a big show between Trump and Kim Jong fat ass, just to have a big show. Let's just say what we want to say.
Wait. You were talking about race. Now you're getting into fake news. Come on.
And that's the thing, too. It's like, it's so much stuff that goes on nowadays that's just mind-boggling that why can't we all just get along? Like the words of the legendary Rodney King.
You know where I hear that? And Bo will back me up on this. You know where I hear that a lot on? Is these Facebook Live videos on these other military pages that got done bashing us the day before. Literally the day before, bashing us and a few other pages, and then the next day it's like, we got a lot of hate directed our way. When are we going to come together as a veteran community? We're all the same. I don't understand where all this hate's coming from. Motherfucker, read your own timeline.
Exactly.
I'm telling you. hold on 1 second. I don't understand why other veteran sources are attacking us here at DV when they should be trying to help and uplift us so that we can come together.
We took the token black guy, the token midget, no, it's all good, but you're absolutely right, and I'm probably gonna get yelled at now because I'm the last one talking, and we probably need to go somewhere. But
yep,
okay,
we've got a few minutes.
My thoughts on that. I lost my train of thought because I said that shit. God. Oh man, no, you're right, but. What do you want to do? Hey, we're not changing anything. The page is for humor. The radio is for the radio, and
what do I want to do?
Just have a good time.
Did you ask what I want to do?
What do you want to do? I was telling the kids. They kept asking me, Uncle, how come you keep singing the Space Force song? And I go, because there's people on DV radio.
The what song?
Space Force. The one with the Trump in it, and they got the bouncing ball and the words on it, Space Force.
Yeah.
That's...
Space Force!
Have any of you ordered your Trumpy Bear yet?
No, but...
Yo, I saw that commercial last night on television. It was so funny.
I thought it was a joke the first time I saw it, and now I really want one.
My Trumpy Bear does this for me, and I love it. It makes me do this. I was like, really? An infomercial for a teddy bear?
Hey, so you can answer me this since you're an expert on the rules and everything. So Trump called Obama and said, we're going to nominate him to replace the Supreme Court justice, and told him, and Obama says, what do you need? And he rattled off, we need your, transcripts from school and da-da-da, and your law degree, and and your birth certificate.
Do you know that anyone can be a Supreme Court justice? They don't have to have a background in law.
You're going to put your hat into the ring?
I don't think me and Trump get along. I borrowed like $6 million one time.
No. Why? See, why is it got to be about Trump?
Because he has to nominate me.
No, he don't.
Yes, he does.
All you guys say is racist. If he don't pick you.
You don't get elected to the Supreme Court. You get nominated by the president, and then you get verified and vetted by the Senate.
So the next thing we're going to do after we get done with these bag of dicks is we're going to send little Marquis dolls to everybody.
I'm telling you the truth. They are not ready for the realism that I will bring to politics. That's why I do not throw my ring hat. I was a United States veteran. I served.
Here we go.
I have 5 beautiful children. I'm a Christian.
You're an expert on guns?
Yes, I'm a gun expert. I do have an expert marksman badge from
Where was the pew, pew, pew?
Well, you guys are talking too fast. I don't want to do it over you. God damn it.
All right.
Jesus.
I'm being paged, so I guess he's going to get the last word. I love you.
Jesus Christ, we finally got rid of his ass. Oh my God. Fucking an hour and 20 minutes into the show and he finally said, oh my God. Oh, fuck. So, yeah. What are your plans for 4th of July, Marquis?
Well, I stay in a black neighborhood, so everyone's going to be shooting. So I'm probably going to be in the house on 4th of July.
An hour and 20 into the show, and I finally leave. I was so fast because I couldn't click on TV radio and got that. Stop.
Couldn't understand a damn
commercials on.
Couldn't understand a damn word he said because his camera was on when he got in Skype and is using all of his internet. But
hey, does Google know her grandpa's playing with the camera?
Oh my God!
That's what I'm doing, Bo. That's what I'm doing, Bo.
All right, Marquis, you're on my shit list too, and I shut my camera off, Bo. All right, I gotta go now.
It was a really short joke. The delivery didn't take long.
Holy shit. No joke, we do have something that it's an exclusive Space Force recruitment ad or something that they sent in to us yesterday. They wanted us to play it here on the show. We're going to hear that in the break. Also, for those of you wanting the PTSDog book, that's the PTSDog book, PTSD and the Service Dog. Oh, Post-Traumatic Stress Disorder and the Service Dog. That's the name of it. God damn, why you gotta make that title so fucking long? Holy shit. Anyway, that will be told in the commercial break as well, on how to go and purchase it. If that is what you want, please, I encourage you to do so. It is something that you might just want to invest in. You're listening to Barracks Talk right here on DVRadio.net. I'm Bonerwood. We got Marquis, Recoil, and DV6. He supposedly has to go run some errands or something around the house. He's probably going to take his blue Viagra pill tonight. But we'll be back to Barracks Talk right here on DVRadio.net.
You've been hearing from me about my book for the past 2 years on DV Radio. Now you can order a copy of PTSDog, Post-Traumatic Stress Disorder, and the Service Dog. Check it out on booklocker.com, barnesandnoble.com, and amazon.com. If you choose to purchase the book on Amazon, please consider using smile.amazon.com and picking the DV Farm as your charity of choice. Buy your copy of PTSDog, Post-Traumatic Stress Disorder, and the Service Dog today, only at booklocker.com, barnesandnoble.com, and amazon.com.
Ever shop online at smile.amazon.com? Why not give back to the DV Farm by making it your charity of choice? No extra fees or hidden costs, and a portion of your purchase goes directly towards the DV Farm, located in Gilsum, New Hampshire, and helping to continue its mission. That's smile.amazon.com, and be sure DV Farm is your charity of choice. For more information about the DV Farm, please go to dvfarm.org.
In a universe not yet ran by men with probes or sadly little fuzzballs that take over an entire enterprise, there is but one man that knows humankind should rule the stars amongst us.
I'm hereby directed to establish a space force as the 6th branch of the armed forces.
From moonwalks to learning how to outshoot troopers in the storm, you'll learn all the necessities to survive outside of Earth. So go to your local United States Space Force recruiter today and tell them you want to be one of the first to don the honor of breaking into the 22nd century. Join the USSF today.
This station may vary by state. Please be a legal age or older and in top condition. No lasers will be available upon joining the USSF. This ad was brought to you by the sponsor of Veterans and DV Radio. This is intended for you and Rome.
Let's get it on.
We've got some fresh beat for you. The music.
Let's go.
You're listening to WTVR on DVRadio.net. By veterans, for veterans.
Simply made for you.
And we're back to Barracks Talk on DVRadio.net. Bonerwood, we got Recoil, Marquis. No junk in the news because Google isn't here. Hi.
Well, thank you for listening to the show today, guys. We'll be back next week at the same time, same place.
Hit us up on Facebook and Twitter.
Sorry, I had to.
The fuck was that?
That's our outro. You've never heard the outro. You always leave before it plays.
It was like loud as fuck.
You've never heard it? Really?
Yeah, I've heard it.
Oh, it's not that loud.
I was trying to figure out why it was playing in the middle of the fucking show.
Oh, because we ended the show there for a second.
Oh. It wasn't ever Knotted Panties, was it?
What? I don't like making up shit in the news.
Who's doing the news?
Nobody. You didn't hear me?
No.
We got no articles, so I'm not going to worry about it this way. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but... So, are any of you joining the Space Force, or...?
I wasn't even aware there was already 5 branches. Holy shit.
Yeah, you count the Coast Guard, don't you? You don't count the Coast Guard.
Wait, don't people already know we already have a Space Force? It's called NASA.
Oh, you mean the same Space Force that Barack Obama stopped funding to?
He didn't stop funding to it. He just minimized funding to it.
So why wasn't NASA the sixth branch?
Because it's
well,
not
think about it.
fucking
Remember
defense.
NASA was like top secret squirrel stuff, you know?
Yeah, they were like boldly going where no man's gone before and shit.
I mean, they still do. Have you seen some of those fantastic pictures they take from out of the universe?
I thought that was that guy with the pointed ears and stuff that was going places.
No, we had to deport him.
Oh.
Yeah.
He didn't have the proper paperwork.
You deported him 6 feet under. Good old Leonard Nimoy. You know, one of his first gigs as an actor was playing an Asian. Not even
pull it off.
He could. He was one of the. He was on Mission Impossible, and that was one of. He played the Man of 1,000 Faces. That was one of his things that he always had to play was an Asian guy too on Mission Impossible. They gave him the long mustache thing. It looks like a fucking marker that somebody drew on your face and shit like that. And he wore the big fucking hat, the pointy wooden hat or whatever the fuck. I know too much fucking useless information.
Well, it's okay. It'll work out for you one day.
Yeah, it got me here.
Oh, wow. You've reached the pinnacle of your life.
Fucking got me on a fucking couch doing absolutely jack squat.
You know, I usually, for the most part, could give two fucks about celebrities.
Oh, I don't give a single fuck.
Well, so-called celebrity, but I'm still kind of having a hard time with Arlie Ermy dying.
Oh, you mean like in that? I thought you meant like points and views and shit like that.
Well, that too, pretty much. Like they're just people too. I don't give them any more levity than anybody else, but
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm there with you.
Gunny's like he's part of the military family.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think the only other person that ever hit me truly hard that passed away was Robin Williams. Honestly, I have my reasons, but yeah, that hit me hard. I mean,
yeah, Robin Williams was tough for me. Because number one, I was blindsided by it because you don't know his personal life. You don't know that he struggled with depression for so long.
Yeah.
But like I grew up watching Mork and Mindy.
Right.
Like, I've watched everything Robin Williams has ever fucking done, and he's always been consistently hilarious. You know?
Yep. That's true. I remember that morning. I think it was that morning or afternoon. I was sitting here, and I just happened to look up from my laptop, and that came across the screen. And I said, "What the fuck?" Like really loud. My mom was in the kitchen. She said, "What's wrong?" She thought like I dropped something or whatever, and I was like, Robin Williams. And she looked at the TV, and we were just speechless for a good 10 minutes. Pretty much like this show right now.
Bet I'm adding people on Facebook.
Oh.
Yeah, you gotta get them followers, man. That's what it's all about. Them friends and followers. Gotta get them.
You know one thing though, man, I've never been really touched by any celebrity passing or what they say politically, because I've realized that not one celebrity has ever paid a bill in my house or taken care of any of my children or paid one car note. So I could care I don't want to say it the wrong way. I could care less about this. That's just my personal opinion. I'm one of those guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I haven't been that guy.
There are musicians and actors and actresses out there that I appreciate for their art, but I give them no more levity than any other person.
Yeah.
Oh, levity. That's a big word.
Well, it's just like last week, Vinnie Paul passing away. That blindsided the fuck out of everybody. I mean, Recoil didn't even know about it until the show that night. And, I mean, he was one of those people that, you know, he was Dimebag Darrell's brother. So they made Pantera, they made Hell Yeah, and that was just one of those things where it's like, what the fuck, and what if they weren't around? Would we have some of the drummers that we have and shit like that? You know, and like Recoil said, it's more for their art and their what they provide. Yeah, their craft and what they provided
no,
the future
I
generations.
understand that, but like when Michael Jackson died, people were damn near killing themselves because he passed away. And I'm like, what has he ever done for you other than make music?
Well, it was the same thing with Prince. It was the same way with Prince.
I learned the ABCs and 1, 2, 3s from him.
You only learned ABC and 1, 2, 3. He didn't count past 3 and he didn't go past C.
Never got any higher than that.
I learned that a black man could be white.
Right. I learned how to beat it.
Yo, have you guys seen? I want everyone to Google a picture of Sammy Sosa now. This dude is as white as the walls in your house.
No way.
Sammy Sosa went from a black guy to a off-white guy. I mean, in the span of 20 years. He's crazy.
He's like a manila envelope.
Dude, he's not lying. He is not lying. Holy shit.
Did you see him?
Yes. What the?
They got Sammy Sosa and dunked him in a bottle of bleach and just held him there for 3 days.
What the? What the fuck?
Yes.
I don't. What the? What?
I recently heard an interview and he swears up and down he never tested positive for steroid usage. He evaded the question when they kept asking him, "Have you ever used steroids?" He said, "No, I never tested positive for steroid usage."
Dude, I don't give a fuck about the steroids. I'm looking at this fucking white as fuck dude.
Yeah, he's whiter than Bo. He's whiter than Recoil.
He is. Like, they've got this picture of him in front of Happy Birthday Moesha something, and it's a white background. He pretty much blends in with the background. Like, this dude is translucent white. We're not talking pale white, that off mixture of black and white. We're talking about white.
And the thing is, when you have vitiligo, your skin patches.
That's what I was thinking. It doesn't take over your entire fucking body.
Yep.
What the fuck? And it's usually like a pinkish color, isn't it? It's not really white. That's, yeah. I'm not stupid, you people. I know my science and biology.
and your Scientology.
Millions of years ago, in a galaxy far away, a man came to the middle of the solar system, known as the Milky Way. What?
I love the fact that South Park made a whole episode about Scientology. That's what made Chef quit the show. You know that, right? That's what made Isaac Hayes quit the show, because they made that Scientology episode. So his voice in it is cut up. Chef Isaac Hayes is cut up throughout that show because he didn't want to be a part of it, because he was such a huge Scientologist.
Oh, come on, dude. Like, they make fun of everybody
every religion
and everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So when they finally hit you, don't act like you're fucking offended all of a sudden.
I read this too, was that the other day said you can make fun of Christians as much as you want to and have no retaliation. But as soon as you say something bad about Muslims, gays, Scientology, you have a lot of people coming out the woodwork to attack you and beat you up.
Well, yeah, look at all the Jesus references and the burning bush and shit and all that stuff on South Park.
I love that Mormon episode that they done with the underwear and shit.
The magic underwear.
That was fucking great.
and then when the neighbor's wife was like, "Well, isn't he just making up?" It's like smart. I fell out laughing. I said, "No, they didn't." Oh, South Park, where have you went to?
There's actually a YouTube video. There's quite a few YouTube videos about the Mormon underwear, and I think the title of one of them is "Mormon Bulletproof Underwear. Is it real? Can it save you?" And I had to watch it. It's like the most serious joke ever in the history of jokes. Like, they're sitting there documenting the history of the Mormon underwear from beginning to end, and they're making fun of it. But they had the driest sense of humor. I'm like, dude, I couldn't have went 5 seconds recording that fucking video without busting out, man. No fucking way.
I just saw a meme. Somebody took the picture of the Queen of England and put a Trump hat on her, except it says "Make America Great Britain Again." Sorry.
No, that's great. I like that.
I had an argument the other day on Facebook. You know, the messenger.
That's new for Marquis.
I play this game called damn, I can't remember the name of it now. Elder Scrolls Online. That's the name of the damn game.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And one of the guys, we play with a lot of Canadians, and he has so much to say about the American-Mexico border situation. I'm like, dude, you're Canadian. We can literally just walk across your border and no one cares.
That's what I love when Canadians try to talk about, that they've got secure borders and all, and we need to do like they do. I can literally go to any part of the border and just cross it, and I guarantee you I won't be found unless, I use an ATM card or some shit. It's just pretty much impossible for you guys to cover that entire border. I'm not joking.
Yep. You saw the story about the black girl who was running along a beach in Canada and ended up in the United States and got arrested for 2 weeks.
Oh my God, dude!
And they have no markers set up to show the U.S.-Canadian border, so she didn't know until she stopped to take a selfie of herself, and Border Patrol came up on her and was like, "What are you doing?
Why are you taking pictures of the United States-Canadian border? What are you planning? It's on the beach. What are you planning? Are you planning Planet of the Apes? That's what you're doing, isn't it?" Guarantee you that's what went through their mind. Oh man, she's getting ready to do the Planet of the Apes scene. We got to go stop.
You know what's killing me nowadays, though, is that everyone tries to refer everything to race. I saw a video the other day of a woman who had her taillights were broken. They didn't work, and the cop pulled her over and told her, "Hey, your taillights are broken. I got to give you a ticket." And the first thing came out of her mouth was, "It's because I'm black." He's like, "No, it's because your taillights are broken. You need to get your taillights fixed. It's not about your race, people. It's about you breaking the law." That's the problem.
I watched a YouTube video a couple weeks ago of a guy of a cop pulling over a guy, and he never, crosses paths in front or anything. They're on the freeway, and I think it was a state trooper comes up behind him. He was speeding. He pulled him over, and he done the exact same thing. I'm like, God, your windows were tinted. Everybody looks black. It can't be racism. It's impossible. You were going 25 over the speed limit. It's impossible for him to fucking stop you for racism when he can't see your fucking skin.
And that's the thing, it's like people don't understand that when real issues arise, we are going to overlook it because some racial issue is going to come up and we're going to start trying to talk about that. When something real has arisen, we have unsecure borders pretty much with Canada and Mexico. Yep. There are areas that we still don't understand that the tunnels that the Mexicans have used to come through that we still haven't found yet.
Decades.
It's things like that. That's what terrorists can come. Terrorism is still real, people. We haven't forgot about 9/11. It still happens. They're still trying to plan attacks here in the United States. When I go out to the mall, I look at all the different exits and stuff and realize that this place could easily be blown up by a terrorist by simply coming in here with a book bag. No one is checking. No one cares. We're just walking about, going about our day.
Because they get complacent. They don't give a shit.
Yes. And real things can happen, but you only care about it for that moment. Think about the terrorist attack in France. Everybody changed their Facebook picture to the French flag.
Oh, my God.
Praying for France. And then we forgot about that within a week when Orlando happened. Oh, we're praying for Orlando. Then we forgot about that within a week.
Well, you brought up the racism thing with cops and all. What I love when cops are either arresting someone or questioning someone that they find have done something criminal or under suspicion, it's like if a black cop goes up to a black person, it's racism. And I'm like, how is that racism? Please explain to me, Marquis, how a black man can be racist towards a black man. I know it's possible, but how can that be in the terms we're talking about?
Well, they'll call him Uncle Tom and say, "Oh, you're just doing what the white man wants you to do." And it's like, if you guys if we continue to go down this path of looking at just skin color and not as purebred Americans, we're going to go down a very bad place. We're going to be in a void where we can never escape from if we don't realize that we are Americans and that there are countries and organizations who want to destroy us. China, North Korea, Russia. Yes, they may be friends with us and trade partners and things of that nature, but they would love to see America go down so that they can then enforce their will and their way of life. Look at Russia. When the Russian politician came out during this World Cup, and she said that no Russian woman should have sex with any of these foreign nationals that are coming in because we want to keep the Russian bloodline pure.
Yep.
That can spread throughout the entire world if America does not stay on top and create the peace and the democratic way that we have here, where we accept and include everyone.
I'm actually glad you brought this up, though. I tweeted out the other day a YouTube video. Yes, I fucking go to YouTube a lot for fucking research and all kinds of random bullshit. But there's a YouTube video up of a Nazi and of a Nazi member, former Nazi member, and a Holocaust survivor. And they're 82 and 89 years old now, and they met for the first time. And what hit me so much is the fact that two factions that hated one another so fucking much because of what their leaders told them are able to sit down today, have laughs, reminisce, talk about the good things. And yeah, they did talk about some bad things, but they literally became friends because the Holocaust survivor was a mental health talker or something like that. She was a doctor, more or less, basically a psychologist. And the former Nazi member asked her, she said, I've been having problems with my daughter. We're really estranged. She doesn't understand, what I've been through, and she basically hates me. She said, would you mind if I talk to you about it, even though you're retired? And she said, of course, I'd love to. And I think, honestly, if a lot of people saw that shit today, they would be like, why are we, racist today? There's no cause for it. We keep bringing up the past, but yeah, we need to remember the past, but we bring up the past to blame people for today. That's what pisses me off, I think.
Yeah, one, the reality of the fact that there's I still believe the majority of people are good.
Yeah.
And there's fucking shitbags in every group.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You're 110% correct. I mean, that Nazi member, she was part of, Hitler's, not Hitler's army, but Hitler's youth army. That damn thing. She wanted to join it so bad because A, her older sister had joined it, and B, that's all she knew. And she says in the video, we all thought God was dead, and basically Hitler was their power, that their greater good. That's basically what he had brainwashed all the kids and teenagers and a shit ton of the parents into believing. And we can sit here and argue why they still believe it or why they don't believe it or why they did or didn't. But he literally brainwashed kids. I mean, kids. We're talking 8, 9 years old into wanting to, genocide an entire fucking generation of people and wipe them off the face of the planet. So, but yeah, I mean, I think, if a lot of these assholes saw shit like that and realized, the past is the past, let it be, learn from it and move on. I think, they'd learn something.
Make your own future. Make your own future.
Make America great again, boys. Woo!
Hey, you know what's funny? I saw a meme this morning.
Meme.
It was a white
meme.
Whatever.
Fucking
meme. Okay, I saw a meme. It was a white lady in a manga hat, right? Yelling at a young boy, maybe like 15, with a computer in his hand.
She was in a what?
Huh?
She was in a what?
A manga hat. The MAGA hat. What the fuck you call it? Make America great again.
It's MAGA. Whatever, there's no N in MAGA.
She was in a MAGA hat. Whatever. Not even a real fucking word. She was in a MAGA hat. All right. So, but she was yelling at this 15-year-old boy who had a computer in his hand. I guess they were at some rally or some shit, And they said the quote said, if you put this picture in black and white, you now have a 1950s era picture of desegregation. 1960s desegregation picture. And I was like, no, you don't. I said, you just have one idiot yelling at a child for no reason. I mean, come on. If you disagree with something, you don't yell at a child because you disagree with it. You try to encourage or you tell that child, hey, this is my viewpoint. You have your viewpoint. Let's talk about it in a discussion that is beneficial for all. Yelling never achieves anything. I learned that the hard way. Unless you're in the military and you need something done quickly, you don't need to yell to get your point across.
Oh, yeah, you do. Yeah, you did. Oh my God. So, Recoil, if people don't want to get yelled at or don't want their families, friends, and loved ones seeing their opinions and their thoughts about segregation and what have you, where can they go to do that with anonymity?
They can head on over to dvbarracks.com. That's our forum. It gets you away from regular social media where friends, family, coworkers, and if you're stupid enough to have them on your friends list, your boss can see everything that you say and do on Facebook. So you can head over to dvbarracks.com where you won't get banned for your fuckery. Once you create an account over there using either your email or your Facebook login, you can go to the top right-hand corner of your profile of the screen and click on your profile. Change your picture to any picture that you want to use, change your name to any call sign that you want to use, and you are free to use the forum in anonymity. There's the typical DV fuckery over there that you would expect, including an entire section dedicated to memes that would get us banned if we put them on Facebook. But there's also my personal favorite section, which is the peer support section. And that's brothers and sisters like you and me, looking out for brothers and sisters like you and me. So as soon as you get a chance, which is now, head right on over to dvbarracks.com and get signed up today. One last time, that's dvbarracks.com.
Head on over to dvbarracks.com for the DV forum. That's dvbarracks.com right now. Marquis, what do you have for us tonight? Marquis, what do you have for us tonight? Okay, I guess Marquis has absolutely jack off for all of you. So
I'm pretty sure there's another Marquis minute coming up soon.
Probably. Go over to Dysfunctional Veterans and DB Radio on Facebook.
Hey, I'm here. But damn, oh my goodness, dude, my Skype started messing up.
That's what she said.
Oh, that is what she said.
Oh my God.
Oh man. Okay, so I'm going to have a new Marquis Dirty 30 coming up this weekend. I'm going to do one. Yes, I am, Bo. I am. And this week, I really want to get you guys' input on what I should talk about. I mean, I'm seriously, dude. I'm so sick and tired of talking about politics and what Trump is doing and some Supreme Court justice resigning. I don't care. I don't care. I want to talk about something that is fun, something that we want to engage in, something that we want to discuss. So if you can, follow me at Facebook or fuck it.
At DV Marquis on the Facebooks, man.
All right. So next week's Dirty 30 is going to be about the exploitation of little people in dwarf tossing and midget porn.
Ha! Holy shit.
If that's what gets the vote, then that's what we'll talk about.
You know what, Marquis? I want you to take something just fucked up out of this world that we've talked about on one of our shows, like what Recoil just mentioned, and I want you to talk about it on the Marquis Dirty 30.
Let's do it. I got you. We're going to do that.
I'm dead serious. I want you to take a Marquis Dirty 30 and do that. 30 minutes of the most outrageous fucking topic or topics. Make it 2 topics, 15 minutes each for 30 minutes.
There we go. That's what you're going to have next week, people. That's what you're going to have next week.
There you go. There you guys. Hey, Pulls the Cork said yes, finally. I hope he's talking about you. He said it 15 seconds ago. But anyway. Anyway, you can email DV Marquis Davis at
LimaCharlieRadio@gmail.com. I'm not changing it. You can kiss my ass. Or you can follow me on Facebook at DV Marquis, or you can find me on Twitter at Marquis A. Davis 1.
Oh my God. Holy shit, I'm sorry. Fucking losing it now. Anyway, do that. Give him whatever thoughts you might have or what shit topics you want him to talk about. Go for it. Go. Now, do it. Anyway, YouTube and Facebook, Dysfunctional Veterans DV Radio on both. Subscribe, like, share, follow us. We got a new video up of Howard Berry and DV6 and Chris Cruz on YouTube. It'll make it real easy to find. Just go over there, and you can go to all those links in the description. Twitter, at DV_DV Radio. Follow us. I try to talk to you guys as much as I can. This week I didn't because I found my sister, who I've not seen since she was like 3 or 4, and she is going to be 23 in August, so you all can go fuck yourselves. That's why the podcast was late this week. I had to meet up, not really meet up, but we talked a lot this week. Anyway, any last words, Recoil?
Just be safe and keep looking out for each other, fuckers.
Marquis.
Hey, I love you guys, man. You guys keep me full of energy and hope.
And please don't forget that the PTSDog book, Post-Traumatic Stress Disorder and the Service Dog. Please go grab it. It's a great read. I'm sure I haven't gotten to read it yet. I hope to very soon, but go grab it, go read it. We'll play that ad again in the podcast at the end so you guys can all hear it. But for Recoil, Marquis, DV6 who had to leave, and Google who didn't show up, I'm Bonerwood. You just heard Barracks Talk right here on dvradio.net. Until next week, Potsickles. Bye-bye.
Hit us up on Facebook and Twitter.
That's all, folks.